About the night.
All right, y'all. Welcome to About the Night podcast. We are live tonight on MLK Day. We're just here to talk about what happened about the night, and I'm here with Warren.
Yeah, Warren right here. War Ready on IG. It's War Ready with a 3 instead of an E.
Yada you got King of Sacramento, Winton. That's king.of.sacramento. That's where you find me on IG. Over here to my right.
Tap in at Suede_like_coats.
Cool. All right, guys. So tonight what we kind of want to talk about is do people really celebrate MLK Day, or is it just another day off for some people? How do you guys feel about that?
I just celebrated it this weekend. Went out there to Disneyland and had a cool little time.
You went where?
Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Disney Plus.
Had a little fun, threw a little cash out there, did some things that I ain't supposed to be doing. Thank you, MLK, for allowing me that opportunity to do that. Next time I'm gonna throw ones off the Ferris wheel and make that bitch rain out there. Martin Luther King, thank you for giving me that.
Day?
Hey, for real, thank you for giving me that opportunity. I thank you 100%.
Smooth rain,
right?
Smooth rain,
smooth day. You know what I mean? But no, MLK Day is something for people to remember. Like we all have loved ones that passed away. My grandpa, auntie, recently my uncle. And you never forget them because they live in your heart. You know what I mean? And MLK is one of those days that they allow us to remember and continue to remember a very iconic person to the black community, as far as someone who made a change, someone who spoke up, made a difference, and allowed us to do these things, because technically I should not be at Disneyland having fun, having a blast, eating from every cart. I don't know how many trails I had. But I'm just saying, without MLK and him speaking up and a lot of other iconic history black folks that spoke up in the past, that gave us this opportunity to doing this. So thank you, MLK, for what you've done.
No doubt. I mean, for me, I never really celebrated. To me, it's a unique holiday where it really doesn't have like a turn up, like a celebration tied to it. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's special to all of us as African American. You know what I mean? In its own way, for a lot of the stuff that you said. He pretty much paved the way for us to even be doing this. You know what I mean? For us to even be out in the streets, have a job, live a regular life. Mm-hmm. So I think universally, I think a lot of people forget the meaning of the day, and they just enjoy it as a day off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I know, to bring it back all in, I worked last night, and I mean, a lot of people came out. A lot of people came out to celebrate. I don't think they were really celebrating the purpose of the day. They were just celebrating because they ain't got to go to work the next day. You know what I mean? So
I think that's the anchor point,
right?
You know what I mean? And I think that's words matter. The definitions, and there's a difference between celebrating and remembering.
Right.
I think people remember. But I don't think nobody really celebrates, and I don't think, you know what I mean. I think it's, I think more often than not, I think people just are like, oh man, I got Monday off. Mm-hmm. Now for me, my day job, we wasn't closed, so I was working. I was getting that double time and a half. Appreciate the King,
right?
Give me paid double time and a half. So if we're gonna talk about, giving a salute, hey, that type of thing. But as far as celebrating, I don't think nobody celebrates it. Right. Or I don't think I should say this. It should be more of a celebration. And I think it. You brought up something off camera. Something about what Joe Biden said. Did you want to speak on that?
Yeah. Recently I seen he made a comment about, I guess, that he said the George Floyd killing was more impactful than the MLK assassination.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
I mean, do y'all feel that way though?
I feel like it's relevant because it's recent. It's relevant. Let's not.
Right.
But without MLK, this George Floyd situation wouldn't be such of a big deal.
To me, I think it's beyond insensitive. I would say it's damn near moronic.
Yeah, he should have not said
in my opinion, because to say it's more impactful. I mean, and that's and I want to be clear about this. That's no shot at George Floyd's situation at all.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
You know, I think we live in a social media era, and we have to take credit to that, because I don't think he would have George Floyd's murder wouldn't have been captured unless we was in this era,
right?
You know, of social media. So that's a point, you know. And so imagine this: if MLK's sacrifice and many others like him that don't get talked about as much, if social media was around during that time?
Absolutely.
You know, so I think that changes that. So when we say impact, I'm sorry, the impact that MLK had, you know, that it's a reverberating effect, and it may have changed. And I think that's the bigger issue that we was talking about, whether we celebrate it or not.
Yeah,
I don't think we don't celebrate it. I think we just kind of. I think we're at a point where it's living through our essence,
right?
You know, of trying to move forward. You know, there's a lot of distractions on the political aisle, you know, and things like that are kind of pulling us one way or the other. But at the end of the day, I think it's definitely etched in stone as far as his effect on society today, and not just black people. Period. Like for sure, obviously for black, because we, you know, was dealing with so much, and you know, not even being considered, you know, equal on just on a civil level,
right?
You know what I mean? Forget equality, just you know, stop sicking the dogs on us. You know, it's a whole that's something to be discussed. But what I'm saying is that I do think that more people don't remember MLK as the day, as far as you know, in regards to their everyday life, not so. On the level of Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Correct, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's definitely more for a beneficial situation for themselves, a self-benefit.
Honestly,
you know, now I ain't got to work today, or myself, like, getting paid more money, which is, shout out to, you know, my day job. You know, they recognize this for the first time being a holiday.
Right.
So I'll give them that. You know,
actually,
it's a little late.
I think it's better classified as a work holiday, to be honest. You know what I mean? I mean, it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? But I think that's what I mean, because it's not Christmas, it's not Thanksgiving, it's not 4th of July. You know what I mean? So I think it does for the masses. You know what I mean? The people that it doesn't touch, they, like I said, they look at it as just a day off. So I think the majority look at it as a work holiday.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. And then some people, I mean, kind of question, but they got Joe Biden's what? He's 80 years old, right? So, or 79 years old. So he was probably 26 years old when it happened. So it kind of begs a weird question of like, was it relevant for him during that time? Because you would think, well, maybe it's just more relevant because, you know, we're in today's age. And so we see that it happens and it's more impactful in that sense. But do you think that has a part to play with it at all? Or he was 26 during that.
I would think that would mean it would have more impact. He's I mean, he's a full-on adult, and you were living during, in the moment. You know, now if you want to talk about the facts, obviously, like especially dealing with social media and talking about like a fact checking and polls and all this type of stuff. At the time that MLK was doing what all that good work, he didn't have a good approval rate. Like that's the thing. That's what people don't understand when they talk about approval rates and stuff like that. And everybody thinks that when he was doing what he was doing, it was all well accepted across the board and with all these different races. No, there was a lot of dissension. There was a lot of people who didn't agree. They said he was an agitator. They said he was negative. They said he was a bully. Whatever labels they wanted to do and use to discredit him or block his work. And his efforts to help, in a lot of cases, free his people mentally.
Facts.
So that part. So I'm not letting Joe off the hook on that one. Now, at the same time, I don't know what necessarily he meant. Is he trying to uplift more the awareness about George Floyd, or is he like that's a question that someone else is going to need to answer? So I can't really decipher exactly what he mean, but I'll say this: I don't like what he said. Right. I'll say that.
Bing bong, Joe Biden, you gotta take me out to dinner. Facts.
He's a prisoner of the moment.
fucking up.
And I think, yeah, and
prisoner of the moment.
And I think you also talked about as far as like, you know, with the celebrating part, you know, there's no monetization with MLK. Christmas got a monetization.
Yeah.
People getting paid.
Yeah.
Macy's getting paid.
Yeah.
Nordstrom getting paid. Best Buy getting paid. You know, so there's really no MLK Day sale.
Damn, they coming up on us on the back end side too. Like,
right.
damn.
So I think that plays a part in it too. And I'm not saying that they need to create some type of holiday like, oh, hey, go out here in this store, you'll get this type of discount. I don't think it needs to be that, but I think that plays a big part on what holidays in general. I know we kind of getting a little bit off topic, but that and diving deeper on it, but that plays a lot into how holidays are celebrated, or I would say the importance
or remember
is you know, created for that type of holiday based on how much money is generating. Unfortunately, you know, MLK's Day is not being generating any type of funds for people, so they don't want to make it, you know, they want to basically the importance is not magnified in that case. Right. But we here, King, salute everything that we're doing right now. Exactly at this moment, talking on this podcast is because of people of you and people like you that made that sacrifice. You know, so
hey, cheers to you. Cheers to you, MLK. Facts, bro. My brothers.
Cool. So stepping into the club scene, about the night. Hope everybody had good weekends. Some of us did, some of us didn't. We won't really get into that yet. But so when we talk about, a lot of people like to ask the question, you know, if you've ever been in a relationship or you know other people, it's always interesting to find out how people met. So one big question we always get asked is, can you find love in the club? Can you find a wifey material or a husband type material in the club? How do y'all feel about that with what we see?
Who wants to tackle that first?
Oh man, I think the singer over here want to tackle that
one. You know what? Let me be real with you. Nah. You may find love going to the club, but already found it and bringing it there for some entertainment and having fun. But finding it in the club, can you find love in the club? And listen, no. The reason why is because you're used to the club. You're used to knowing that people are going to be, you know, there every week, and the opportunity for you to level up and find another one is probably there, you know. So it always keeps your mind going because you're used to that club atmosphere. But can you find true love in the club? No, I feel that comes with some type of friendship that starts before going out, you know, and understanding one's person and how they act, who they are. Because in the club, bro, you're a completely different person. You're drunk 100% of the time. 100%. And even for the ones who say, I don't drink, I'm just out chilling, you're going to have a drink. Well, maybe or not. It's very, very small percentage of people who don't drink that when they're in the club. You know what I mean? And it's just, I'm going to have to respectfully say you can find a nice fling in the club, but I wouldn't say love where it's long lasting. You'll probably be gone for a month, even as long as a year, but your ass will be right back in that club.
How you feel, Rob?
Love, absolutely not.
No.
The environment is not built for that. The environment is built for. It's actually built for temporary. The structure, the infrastructure of the club is built for that. It's not built for long lasting relationships, and you know, retiring and, you know, growing old. It's just not, and it's indicative of what, you know, grow up. Just look at the numbers, you know. And I don't want to sit here and people want to get anecdotal and start saying, "Oh, I met my husband, I met my wife in the club," and stuff like that. Okay, we can talk about exceptions all day, but let's talk about the probabilities.
Right.
What probability are you gonna basically give me on the percentage level of finding wife or husband in the club or the bar?
Let's say like 10%. You could say 10%.
So you think that's a high number?
I thought it was high. I was thinking 5%.
Wait, 10%. 10% what? They find love in the club?
Yeah,
I think, and then we also got to define too, because and especially if we make it, you know, we having a conversation, we just spitting right now. It's if we really wanted to get, technical and get, mathematic, we also got to define, okay, what's a success of love?
So like,
because is it marriage?
Yeah,
because
I would say
divorce rate is high. So if we basing that on a number to say, oh, okay, I met my husband, I met my wife, we got married. Okay, well, how long did that marriage last? Because if the marriage lasts 2 years, is that a success? So, no, you didn't find love.
That's a different question.
You found 8 seasons.
That's a different question.
That's what you found.
That's a different question.
Like you found 8 seasons of being together. You probably made a mistake by putting a ring on it.
That's a different question because they found the love and they made it to a point where they got married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you saying at that point where you putting a ring on it, it defines success.
It's a club success. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a club success.
The way that society is, man. I mean,
sound like a club mistake. Go ahead.
I do say if you were willing to put the ring on it, that's a success, regardless of what happens afterward. And I hate to say it, but once again, it goes back to the media aspect of it, the society of it. You have celebrities who are married to people for less than a year. Shoot, what was Kardashian's? Didn't she have like a 72-hour turnaround?
Which one
was it? Humphries, the basketball player.
I don't keep up with that.
I know. It was a long time ago. But in general, man, the society has it as like, being married is almost like dating. Nah. They take half your shit. Regardless if you get half days, you probably put more of the money in it to get it. It's not even getting to that part. In general, marriage, I would find to be a success. And I say that because as of right now, like I mentioned, you guys, this is about the night. We've been doing this for years now. That's why we're coming up with this question. It kind of personally touches me a little bit because I'm getting old. But throughout the years that I've been doing this and meeting people, networking, I have only found one couple who's I could say that I seen met in the club and are at least working towards that part. You know what I mean? Did they meet? Yes. Did they break up? Yes. Did they get back together? Yes. Are they married? No. You know what I mean? So it's not even that much of a success story. It's once again, even that 10%, I'm just throwing it out there.
It sounds anecdotal is what it sounds like.
Does.
And
it does.
We talk about it and we're going to be giving people insight. This is from the perspective of us, the ones, the non-drunk ones,
right,
the ones that's sober at the job.
Majority of the time. Yeah.
So we're trying to give you that glimpse of, what's really going on here. So if you're a viewer and you're looking at it, and if you were to be telling, let's say you got your son. Mm-hmm. Let's say your son is of age to be going into the club. Mm-hmm. What type of advice are you going to be giving him? Because the thing about it is, you saying that story you just laid out. Number one, they ain't married. They broke up. Then they got back. I know it's rocky. It's a roller coaster type situation. Even if that panned out, that's one person. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be saying that you're going to find love here. I'm going to give you the general, and I'm going to tell you, no, you won't. And you should be going into these type of environments like a club, like a bar, and be treating it and acting accordingly, and understanding what the majority of the results are going to produce.
Treat it like coming to America.
And it's not going to produce a happily ever after type situation.
Come into America. He said it both. Man, come out here and Sawyer Royal Oaks. You know what I mean? Go out to the club, have some fun.
That's what it's built for.
Don't be going out there looking to fall in love.
I was going to disagree with you guys, but I mean, once you get into probabilities, I mean, it crushes it. I mean, you can't argue it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like
argue it. Let's hear that side because we already shot it down.
I don't even think you can, man. Like I was looking for angles, and it's just. I agree. Like with the probabilities, it's like they're more likely not going to make it to love. You know what I mean? It's just for the night, maybe for a couple months. You know what I mean? Maybe a little on and off things, but it's like I think the probability says like they're not going to make it to love. They're not going to make it to that stage.
And that's the key part because if you're going to the club and you're looking for love, I'm saying you mistaken.
So I sure got them messed up.
So you think you got a higher rate of meeting love in Safeway?
Yeah, a Bel Air. Hey. Whole Foods.
Okay.
Nugget.
Costco.
Them type of places. Yeah, absolutely. Right next. Right next to where you get the strawberries at. Yeah, you grab the strawberries and you look them straight in the eye. They already know
strawberries.
No, honestly, because I like I said, I definitely think it's that the environment is built and cultivated to produce a lustful situation, not a love situation. And I don't want to get here and start talking about the definitions of love and stuff like that, because that's going to mean different to a whole bunch of people. I'll be honest, especially when we start talking about marriage and long-term relationships. I'll be honest with you, I don't think love got anything to do with marriage, if you want me, my honest opinion. And that's just coming from experience. I think marriage is a decision you make to make that commitment for you guys both to move forward and go in the right direction to better yourselves, and you should already be whole each other. You shouldn't be sticking with somebody else to make you happy. You should already be happy, and the other person should be happy, and y'all should be moving forward. Not a situation where, he makes me happy, she makes me happy. No, you should already be there. Because, and I don't think love is that, because people confuse that, and they think that, we see it all the time. People, especially today, everybody wants to talk about that spark. Okay, what was that spark that let off? No, I mean, that shit phases out. No, that was your dick talking. That was that clit moving. Like that's what that was. That had nothing to do with love. And I think that needs to be, talked about a whole lot more, because I see it in these dudes' faces. Man, I saw a situation just a couple weeks ago, and he brought his girl to the club. We already know how that go. That's a risk.
Right.
And you take her in there, and you having a good time and everything, and then some dudes start talking to her, and then she started dancing on him. Man, that dude was in the bathroom crying.
Man,
hurt.
Yeah,
really hurt.
That's
like
sad.
not like that. Like his soul was
Hurt.
hit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna find it there. It's not the environment. It's not the occasion.
Right.
Now, like I said, we can talk about all the exceptions, and we can go into all the, I ran into this guy and we ended up getting married and that type of thing. That's to me, I think it's less than 3%.
I feel you on that.
To be honest with you.
And to piggyback off of what you said, because I had some shit like that happen too, and I felt so bad for dude. We had to end up kicking dude out.
I don't feel bad.
But he was in there trying to find love. He found one little chick who was, don't get me wrong, she was adequate. Meaning that
she was sufficient.
She was adequate. She had the war ready pyramid scheme, you know what I'm saying?
War ready.
Hey, he had rode the pyramid for a second.
That's an adjective right there, bro. I like that.
So he was, he was trying to find love in the club.
That's a classy ass word for saying stacked.
Hey, for real, she was adequate. Very,
Fuck, man, damn.
But he was on her, she was on him for a hot second, and then this nigga comes in with a booth, and this fool was throwing stacks of ones. Stacks. I mean, one of the hosts got in trouble for giving him over a G in ones. You know what I mean? And he's throwing it. Guess what that chick who he thought he found love in the club with did?
Picking up them ones off the floor.
She was gone, bro. She picked up the ones. Not only just picked up the ones, left him to join their booth to throw the ones. She was in the booth throwing the ones, and then dude's over here. He got a problem. He got an attitude like, "No, that's my girl. That's my girl." Yeah, started a problem. Had to kick nigga out. Kicked him out. He outside mad, pissed off that his girl, supposedly, I don't know if he's a girl or not, because the price was right.
But that wasn't his girl then.
Who knows?
I mean, that's just how. But it wasn't though.
Yeah,
if it was his girl, she'd be out there with him.
She's for the streets.
She would.
Yeah.
Hey.
She's for the
that
streets.
part.
Some of the issues that happen when you come in. I mean, I felt bad for dude, and dude was sitting out there all night waiting while she in there throwing ones and shaking that ass.
Streets.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
What time y'all kick him out?
It was probably right before 12. He was out there like 11.
And y'all
1:30. It's like 1:30.
He was almost out there for 2 hours.
Bro, he was sitting there with the hot dog man, dude. He was making a friend, bro. He was making a friend.
So what happened when she came out?
I don't even know. I don't even care. I'm pretty sure he wasn't there.
But that, to my point,
Yeah.
the love don't exist there. Not in the environment that we occupy and that we usually are always patrolling. Like, especially from our vantage point, there is no love there. I want to, this is a PSA for anybody that's going to the club or anybody that's going out there to have a good time. If you have any ounce of wisdom, listen. You will not find love in the club. Period. I don't care what Wayne says on the song.
Usher said it too.
Yeah. So it's you're not gonna find it there. You're gonna find a whole lot of lust. And that's exactly what it's for. But I feel like so many people, just have this false expectation that they really think that they're gonna find. And to be honest with you, I think it comes down to a more psychological thing and a security thing. Because there's a lot of people out there that feel like they can't even talk to people unless they got a little alcohol in them, or they in an environment that basically opens up the door for them to feel a little bit better about themselves to actually approach somebody.
Shoot their shot.
Right. So, it's different when you fully sober and, you trying to get an adjuster claim at State Farm and you want to talk to somebody rather than just go to a nightclub and everybody's, a little bit drunk or halfway drunk or full way drunk, depending on who they are. And then you feel like you can shoot your shot like Clay. I think that pulses that as a situation also. And that's what that environment does. And that's what the environment is there to create, is that type of thing. It's basically a place for you to escape and for you to have a little bit more courage than you might have on your everyday working life or day to day.
So what was Usher talking about then? Was he talking about literally finding love in the club, or was it a different type of club?
I think he's making love in this club.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Ain't nobody making love though. Like 50
love
said.
In the club. I mean, shit.
Nah, he said he ain't making love.
What you making then?
Fucking. It's the difference.
Right there, shit. God damn.
Hey Tony, what did the guy say at one of the places we worked at? He said he don't fuck. He said he what'd he say?
You don't fuck. I don't even remember which guy.
Remember one of the venues we worked at recently? We were talking to him in the restrooms, and you're like, we were talking about him. I think you said something about him fucking girls, and he was like, "I don't fuck. I make love."
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. He's like, it's not called fucking. It's called making love. I was like, oh.
That's what they're called.
Oh shit.
You talking about the big tall dude?
No, we're talking about
Nope, don't even go there. Making love, bro.
I'm like, we be fucking. He's like, loving.
Oh, he said, I've never fucked. I make love.
I shoot out love.
Jesus.
Oh man.
So, how do you guys feel about on the subject of husbands and wives? How do you feel about a husband or even like a long-term relationship boyfriends that bring their girls into like that environment consistently, not just one time for like a birthday or something? We're talking about consistent, where they're always bringing their spouse or their. Like, how do you guys feel about that?
Consistent. So define consistently.
Like
once a month,
every other weekend,
twice a month, 2 to 3 times a month. They be going to club.
You okay? If we're gonna keep it, 1,000. Where's your tax bracket at? As the guy,
above 100K.
I'll say this. I basically, if your resources is well funded, you might be able to get away with that. I'll put it as simply put. Your bank account is going to dictate how much of a risk that is. Period. So somebody that's making, $1 million, or somebody that's famous, you can risk it.
You're saying a risk from like what? Like her
losing that girl,
her or her losing him?
No,
I mean, because that 100K works both ways.
Oh no, but so we talking about what we talking about? They both have that income.
I mean, their relationship. I mean, they're both going to the club. I mean, he can see something he want to get on. You know what I mean? And she can see something she want to get on. You know what I mean?
But I think that depends on the relationship, though, too.
That's what I think.
But that's what I think. And that's where we dive into more of the anecdotal type things. That's more the exceptions. For the most, in general, they're trying to be, the same. Like they're basically with each other. and if your tax bracket ain't in the right spot, you risking it every single time you take your girl to this place, this environment that attracts a whole lot of dudes that will shoot their shot.
I think if they go frequently, then they solid. I think they solid. Because I mean, I see couples that come pretty frequent and they're pretty solid. You know what I mean? I don't see either one of them or they got a situation. You know what I mean?
You talking about an open relationship?
Yeah.
See,
they're swingers or something.
Yeah, but that changes things then. Because that's an understanding.
Right. They're having fun at that point.
True. True. But I mean, that's part of it. That's a part of some of the couples that you see coming in every weekend.
I also think it depends on the age too. And I was going to get into that, but I think it also depends on the age. Because obviously we've been doing this for a minute. We see couples coming in, they be in the high 40s, low 50s. I know they going in there, man. They like, man, we trying to stay live a little young tonight.
Right.
We're gonna try to go out, have a good time, dance, that type of thing. I think that's a little bit different. But if we talking the age group that is appropriately seen, consistently seen in the nightlife, in these clubs and bars, you risking it. Depending on where that is, because I just think you're asking for problems.
I see what you're saying. I feel like it depends how long they've been together. That's what I feel like.
That factors. I think that changes the probability of the outcome.
Correct.
100%.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, what's the total outcome? So if you were to take 100 guys and 100 girls that was in a committed relationship, or in this case married, and they was to go to the club 2 times a month, what's the probability of those couples?
About 100 couples
that stayed together out of a certain range of time? Let's say for a whole year. Let's give it a year.
That's a good
Let's
survey.
give it 12 months.
That's a good survey.
So at the end of the day, that means you went to the club 24 times. So each couple went 24 times. What's the probability of those couples coming out where they still together?
Right.
You think it's less than 50?
I definitely think it's less than
significantly.
15. I think it's less than 15%.
Oh wow!
Out of 100 couples, I would definitely say 15 or less.
I agree with you if they're a new relationship within the first about 2 to 3 years. I agree with you, but I think if you made it past that 3 years and you guys been together for hella long, I think they coming out solid.
Man, I think you got to factor in the shame factor, man. Don't nobody be having no shame in these environments. I don't care if you're a dude or a woman.
True.
They be having no shame. There be no shame. We see it all the time. I be seeing one girl in there. She done danced with like 20 dudes.
Right.
Like how you switch up on the dude in mid song? You dance with 2 dudes on the same song.
She might have.
You didn't even switch songs.
But she might not. She might have came solo that night. She might not have came with her dude.
But this what I'm saying. It's the overall picture. And it's the same with guys. How many guys you see in there shooting they shot at every female moving?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. The environment itself it don't have a high probability for you.
I feel like
in the success rate that you talk about.
Fuck. Where you swinging,
man? What you talking about, Cypher?
I guess I'm a part of that 15%. Then shit, everything y'all said, I do. Fuck. Shit. Nah, but on the real though, shit. Now, did I meet mine in the club? No, I didn't meet her in the club.
See, but that's a different factor.
But even since, early in the relationship, first year, whatever, we was always in the club. Shit, when I was clubbing, I felt like we was in there 4 days out of the week, every week. And yeah, do I make 100K? Nah. Do I get close to 100K? Yeah, I'm damn near close. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and boast like I got it, but I do. I'm close. You know what I mean? At the same time, we was in there every week popping bottles. Every week. Wednesday, cake night. I can say the night because you don't say the venue, right? Cake night, Wednesdays. Turn around, be in the club on Friday, Saturday, and then hit Sunday too. We was both in that bitch. And in the same aspect, Did I let her dance with other dudes? Hell yeah, because I ain't with her ass every 2 seconds of the fucking venue. Like, yeah, go do your thing. I'm here with my niggas real quick. We finna go get a drink. And if you go get a drink from that nigga, I better get a sip too. You better know what's up. So there was like rules to the shit. You know what I mean?
I think that's y'all's relationship though too.
I mean,
you let her dance like no
shit, no bullshit. I'd be sitting right there.
That Juvenile came on. You let her do it.
See, if Juvenile came on,
he in there.
I wouldn't even have to say shit, because if Juvenile came on, she coming back to shit up on me. She knows what's up. But there's times when she's with her girls, I'm with my dudes, and like, you know, they're all out there dancing, bro. Like, I'm not finna dance with you all day. I'm not finna hold your hand in this club.
But you let her go up on another dude? Like,
so no, she wouldn't go up. I mean, that's obvious, you know. She ain't gonna go up to me like, oh yeah, I want But if they come, which they do, right? And it's a good song, and she's out there dancing and vibing. I'm not tripping. I'm not there.
As she back it up and feel the Humpty Hump, like,
hey, you know what? I don't care.
Oh shit,
my nigga Warren.
Hey, at the end of the night,
what you think?
At the end of the night,
what you think about that, man? Your pyramid scheme.
At the end of the night, bro. I'm in that pocket. Give me that hot pocket. It's mine at the end of the night. Regardless, at the end of the day, you got to have a confidence.
I respect your security.
You got to have a confidence. I respect
it. Hella stupid.
But also,
this nigga said hot pocket.
I need that hot pocket. It's hot and warm and shit. You know what I mean? Let me get up in that shit real quick. You know what I'm saying? But look, if you don't have that confidence to be able to have your girl go out there and dance because you don't feel like dancing at this time, I'm not going to dance on every damn song. And if that's what you want to do, I feel that. I get that. They want to dance.
So let's say you want something. How she feel?
She ain't got no problem with it.
So another girl comes up and she feels your Humpty Hump. And
let me tell you this. There's been multiple times when I've been on some other shit.
And she throwing it crazy, though. She throwing it crazy on my boy.
So look, this is what it is. She'll go out there, she'll do whatever she want, right? Do whatever she want. Now, if I come by, I'm like, dude, I'm over here chilling. I've even done it. I'm like, oh, nigga, get your shit, you know? And at that point, she'll be like, oh, boom, that's mine. Boom, let me go ahead and stop with you. My man is trying to dance real quick. Let me go ahead and do my thug thizzle. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and break it down. Homie may have a problem with it, but that's if he wants to jump. If you froggy, nigga, leave, nigga. This is mine. She come to me. So
he's confused.
Nah, bro. It's a confidence that you got to have about yourself to be like, I don't need to handcuff this. But now if this nigga gets a little too grabby, I'm expecting her to do something because I'm obviously looking.
So she got a boundary.
She has to have that too.
Gotcha.
And I'm cool with that. And yes, there's been multiple occasions where I've been on something and she's in the club. They just pop up. I'm a dance. But at the same time, am I going to take it too far? Nah, it's going to be a cool little time. I'm finna dance. And as my little girl come by, she going to have a little drink in her hand. What you want to do? And I'm like, all right, what's up? On to the next. You know what I mean? A dance is a dance. A drink is a drink. I even let her. I love it when niggas want to buy her a drink. Yeah, go get that drink. Go get that drink. Go get that shit. I ain't got to pay for it. Half the time at the bars, to be real with you, I didn't have to pay for the drinks anyway. I made sure I took care of my staff. Once again, if you want to know the keys about the night, I'm going to tell you something real quick. Make sure you tip your motherfucking bartenders, all right? Man, tip them good, bro. Like, you get one drink, go ahead and throw this little nigga dub. Throw him 30. Fuck it. It's a tip. I bet you next time you in that bitch, you going to remember you, man. I had it to a point where I walk in. I ain't even say shit to the bartender yet. I'm still saying what's up to everybody else in the club. And then I walk up to the bar. Of course, I'm going to show my guys some love. This man will already have my favorite drink poured and her favorite drink poured. Don't even say shit. Because you know I'm going to take care of him and he take care of me. So if you want to know tips, once again, go ahead and like and subscribe about the night. You know what I'm saying? Right there. That little clip it. That little 2-second little thing, man, that's a huge tip. Remember that shit. But anyways, like I said, if dudes want to buy her a drink, bet. But I guarantee you, every time they do, she gone.
So everything you just said,
yeah,
you feel like that's something that's educational for anybody that's trying to come in or anybody that's listening. Do you think that that's the normal? Do you think that has your relationship? Let's go perfect. Mm-hmm. Let's say everything you're saying is 100%. Mm-hmm. Let's say everything you're saying is y'all both got a boundary. Y'all both got an understanding, mm-hmm. and that's the way it plays out, right? And it plays out to both of you guys' satisfaction.
Absolutely, because we did not meet in the club,
and that's a point. That's exactly where I'm going with this. Mm-hmm. Is you guys didn't meet there, so you guys got to understand it. Even regardless of whether you met there or not, do you think that is going to help anybody listening?
Okay. Yeah.
Is it? Do you think that? Do you think that they should? Do you think that they should emulate your model?
I was a club goer at the age of 18, and I was fucking bitches. Oh wait, I was fucking females. All right, look, I was, and I was getting nowhere. I was fucking, bro. When you a straight cat, you single, you live a bachelor life. I was fucking, but I had to go find that food. Like I had to go. I was a hungry straight cat, man. Whatever you eat, you go get it. You know what I mean? That's trying to find love in the club. It wasn't finding love. You was just fucking that nice hot pocket. And then ditching that pocket. You know what I'm saying? I found her on some whole other shit. I was partying my damn self at my house, man. We was throwing fat ass parties. I had DJs, keggers, 5-gallon little Gatorade coolers of fucking jungle juice. Had niggas fucking turned off of one cup. Couldn't even finish cups before they was throwing up in my backyard. All right?
Yeah, that poison party.
Bro, I had that shit, bro. All right? And the shit was dope as fuck. She was the first one because I'm throwing parties. She was the first one to be like, I don't give a fuck that you throwing a party. I'm not gonna treat you like the man. But on some whole random fluke shit, my homeboy was like, I got $100 who can break my boy winning off the best. I had this belly dancer bitch. Oh my god, she was. I was riding her back like a Campbell, nigga. Like she had me up on her ass. Like I was loving it. And then, don't get me wrong, my girl got pushed onto me. She got pushed. I saw her get pushed, right? She still, she backed it up on me. She backed it up. Cool, little thing. I still gave $100 to the belly dancer because she got my dick hard at the time, okay? But did I end up with her? No. I ended up with the one who was forced to come to me because she played me like a sucker.
I kind of feel like you met her in the same environment, though.
Facts.
At my house at a party?
Facts.
But that's all I did.
At a house party? Yeah.
But maybe you're not understanding that part. You're hearing the intro of it, right? Yes, we met at my house at a party. We didn't necessarily do anything. We didn't fuck. We didn't exchange contact information. I barely knew who she was. It was after the fact where we met up at some random location. I was like, hey, ain't you boom, I hit her name. And then her homegirl, who she's always with, which is her family, I was like, ain't you... I got her name hella wrong. Fucked her whole shit off. Right? It was the moments outside of partying, having fun, that you end up building a relationship and laughing over just some random shit. And then at that point, that's how we met. Yeah, sure. After she came, tried to break me off, lost. We met elsewhere. I found her, said what's up, having some cool time, dinner. We're eating... Come back to the place, we have some drinks, we're having a cool time, just us one-on-one, you know what I mean? And I think that is the big difference, because when you're in a club trying to find love, it's not you one-on-one with someone trying to get to know her, she's trying to get to know you, she's finding out about you. Like, no, you're out there with a whole bunch of people.
But you ain't answer my question.
It's rare.
I'm saying should guys be emulating your model? Do you think that has a high success rate?
Nah, shit don't work for
especially
everybody.
From our position.
It don't work for everybody.
Bro, it don't work for the majority.
It don't.
Yeah, it don't work for everybody.
Like, not even close. Not even a little bit.
I can't help people get that aspect, though. You're right. It don't work for
But that's
everybody.
the thing. Like I said, you guys are solid.
You got to find that person.
You guys are solid.
You got to find them.
And they ain't at the club.
We were both clubbers. And we didn't meet each other at the club.
But the point is,
you're an exception.
But you're the exception to this.
That's why I said I'm part of that.
You're an anecdotal example. That's exactly what your situation is, and that's great. That's amazing. But that's not going to be the majority of anybody that's listening or anybody that's going to the club and thinking that they're going to find love. And it's what's so interesting is I think it's so obvious. That's the funny part. I think it's so obvious that this place ain't for love. But you'll be surprised by how many people are so naive, male and female, that they really think they about to find the one
in there
tonight.
Right. Like
this day night. Now, a lot of people is looking at it like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really... Like, I look at it as like, okay, you gonna get lucky tonight. But there's so many people that actually go into that situation thinking that they're going to find something substantial.
So are we talking about clubs specifically or just the environment?
The club bar environment, that whole scene.
So what about like college students when they meet their husbands
parties.
at frat parties?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I want to know, like, is it the environment or just the club?
It's once again,
you know what
it
I
goes
mean?
back to the original part of the question. Do you find love in the club, bar scene as well? No, you don't find it in those atmospheres. At a party, once again, you can still get intimate. Meaning, like, I can still have a one-on-one with you. Oh, shit, damn it. Nah, man, just answer the question. Say no. Just say no.
No, because we got an open forum and we want to hear, like, anybody that wants to chime in, anybody want to comment what you think, put the probabilities out there, what you think as far as yes or no. Do you think you can find love in this club, or you think it's just gonna be a fuck session,
right?
And you're gonna have a couple dates here and there? Because I see that, a lot of people are trying and they trying to make it work. Have a couple days trying to figure out who they are. And I get it that yes, there are exceptions to everything. This is an exception to every single thing absolutely. That any category, any example we put forward that ain't even got to do with what we even talking about. You're gonna find an example of that. My thing is that something that you should be teaching or telling people that this is what the probability has high probability of happening or occurring? And I don't think it does. And especially from our position, somebody that's sober, right. I'm like, nah. It's not like I'll be looking and I'll be seeing all the time, men and women. I'll be looking at them like, man, you so naive right now. like you just don't. I see it. It's like I keep saying it. I said it last week and I'm gonna keep on saying it. I say it every night at every shift. I got the best seat in the house.
Right, front row seat.
I'm telling you right now, the show is going on.
The show goes on,
and it's like, man, I'm looking, and it's like I feel bad to a certain extent that they provided me the show is their life experience. This is real life for them. You know what I mean? I'm watching their Truman Show and I'm enjoying it. Like I'm over here like, damn, man, you don't even know.
Right.
You don't even know. Like, dude, I didn't. Like you leaving with this person, girl? She was just bossing up by like 5 dudes in the bathroom. You showed this to one?
Right. Yeah, I think
like that's what I'm saying.
That scenario happens, man, and I kid you not, like. Women, you found him in the club. You found something in the club. That means that if shit goes sideways, if there's one thing that I don't like, well, you know what? He sleeps with his mouth open, or he snores, after we got done, or I pass the fuck out after I bust a good nut. Whatever it is, you can just think like, oh, I found him in the club. I can go back and find another one. And I think that's the aspect of when you're trying to find love in the club.
But that ain't love, though.
It's not. It's lust. But that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get back to the key point that, no, you do not find love in the club. Our percentages are very low for a reason. It's very rare to find something in the club that's not willing to go back to the club and find something new or try to level up or try to do something else. You know what I mean? You have to have a personal connection with someone in order for shit to last. In order for you to go have fun into the club, you've got to have that personal relationship already established. And I will tell you right now, you can find a lot of lust in a club, not love.
Yeah.
A whole lot of it.
That's what the venue's selling.
Yeah, because there'd be some, like I mentioned, there'd be some bad bitches. There'd be some bad ones in there.
Why do you think females get in free? Females get in discounted.
Week in and week out.
They selling that lust, man.
Bad bitches. And you telling me no one was able to take you off the market to keep you from coming in here by yourself each and every week? Bad bitches. Pyramid scheme bitches. Abnormal bitches. Just bitches. Sorry. But in general, though, I'm just saying, like, why aren't they off the market? You have to really ask yourself that question. Go ahead.
So not necessarily why they're off the market, but let's talk about people in general. Mm-hmm. When is it time to take yourself off the market? Or, you know what I mean? Because we see a wide range of ages that come in. So, you know what I mean? How old really is too old to be going to the club on a consistent level? Or at a level to where, you just going to relax, or, you know what I mean? We really don't know sometimes why people are there, or we can kind of guess. But how old is too old to be clubbing?
You basically asking when you should need to hang up the jersey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hang up the click-clats.
Be sensitive in this shit, because, nigga, we getting old.
Yeah. No, like I said, if we're talking in general, and we're not using exceptions to this, Man, once you start hitting that, when that 4 is in front of your age.
Oh shit!
Like,
oh shit!
I think you need to start. You need to be looking elsewhere,
right?
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna take the couples out of it, because I feel like if you're a couple that's in their 40, y'all married, y'all together, that's completely different. Y'all going out, y'all want to go dance or whatever. That's completely different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about single. Mm-hmm. If you single and you got a 4 in front of your age, that is not the environment that you should be going in, looking for anything substantial.
Right.
Period.
I feel you.
You better off, trying to holler at somebody at the pumpkin patch, during fall. You better off going down the aisle at an Albertsons or a Bel Air or something like that.
A wedding crash.
trying to or meeting people in a much more professional manner. Most people meet people at work. So stuff like that, the club, the bar, that's just not the spot. Yeah, there is an age limit when it comes to that, and I'm speaking specifically for the single folks.
I agree with you, and I was gonna say, around 35 and above. And I am 35, but it's just because when you hit 30, and I feel like you start establishing yourself, you have a consistent income, you know what you can do, you can splurge. You probably at the prime of your life, if you're single and you're in your 30, you could floss it like you could floss it. And when you're 21, which we're seeing a lot of 21, 22, 23-year-olds coming in the club, they look at that like, oh, dang, like I want to be like that. I want to have the ability of going and throwing money out on bottles, having a good time, splurging. I feel like right when you hit 30 is a prime number when you're single, because yeah, you can still go out there and grab and snatch that 21-year-old, 22-year-old and be living that high life of you dating someone hella younger. But at the same time, once you start reaching that 38, 39, 40, it's like, bro, you're still single at 38, 39. Like, what's going on? And why are you looking in the club? Go take your dumb ass to Barnes & Noble and go read a book. You know what I mean? You'll find somebody reading a book.
Gotta go to the library?
You may go, hey, find that girl who's in there trying to read a new book because she has nothing to do tonight besides read a movie and get interested in that book. Go try to find that book that she's looking at. Or go to that same book every time when females come to and get that book and be like, oh, you like this book? I like it too. You know what I mean? Go ahead and just,
get creative.
It's time to hang it up once you're late 30s, early 40s.
But you're talking about for substantial. You talking about for something long term, right?
Well, yeah. Like why are you single in the club at 38, 39? And I can understand maybe you just got out of a bad relationship.
That's what I'm saying. So
the club is not the place for you.
Okay, go ahead, Warren.
I agree with you, Rob. I believe 40. I mean, I'd say late 30s, 40s. I feel like you're at the end of your clock. You know what I mean? It's time to hang them up. I mean,
buzzer going off.
Yeah, you're standing in line at the club. You got to ask yourself, damn, I'm 40 years old. Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? And then most of these spots you're going into, the demographic of females, they're all in their younger 20s. You know what I mean? There's checking IDs. There's fresh 21-year-olds in here. Right. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, you're 40, bro. You in here getting at these fresh 21ers? You know what I mean?
So let's get deeper with it. Do you think it's a difference between men and women?
See,
as far as let's talk about it, y'all.
That's where I was gonna go.
Let's keep it a fastball. Is it a difference between? Is there a stigma with a man and a woman based on their age being in the club? So basically, you take a man that's of an older age and a woman that's of an older age that we're saying should not be in the club. Whatever that number is, the number don't even matter. Okay, the number don't even matter. The number's arbitrary. Mm-hmm. I'm saying the number's too old.
It looks worse on a woman, on the female.
What?
In my opinion, yeah.
Shit, older the berry, sweeter the juice. Shit, give me 45 minutes maybe.
Because you meet it. You see a guy in the club that's 40. You could figure out what he's doing in the club without talking to him. You see a chick in the club that's 40 in the club, all right, what are you doing?
Like, where's your daughter?
You know what I'm saying?
Where's your daughter?
Like, what happened? Why are you here? You know what I mean? Like, why are you out tonight? You know what I mean? So to me, that's why I feel like it looks worse. Like, if you're
so let's take out the long term factor. Let's say you're not looking for long term. So you really out there, man, just trying to get it in. Or you just out there trying to have a good time. Whatever the case may be, whatever. So you're not looking for the ring. Whether you're a man or a woman, you're just trying to go out and have a good time. Is there an age limit for the club?
For women?
No, for both. Either one.
Not looking for the ring?
Not looking for the ring. Nothing substantial. There's no I'll put it to you this way. Make it easier. There's no expectation. You're not going in there basically saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go find my husband. I'm gonna find my wife in here." I'm just going just to go. What is the age? What is the age that's too old? And is that number different? Is that age different for a man or a woman?
Yeah.
So what's the number? What's the age? And then what's the age? What's the age for the woman? What's the age for the man?
For women,
or what you think the range?
I'm gonna say 50.
50 years old for who?
For women.
So basically, at 50, you should not be in there regardless of your reasoning.
Because at that point, your joints is messed up. You can't even back it up like you want to back it up. You're like, oh, hold on, wait, I didn't put my Ben Gay on today. I'm sorry. Let's go talk about the bar. You know what I mean? But you know, 40 to 45 in that range, you still got some youth in you. You still got some bounce. You want to have a good time, and there's some young guys that want to have a good time with the old lady, hoping this old lady could teach me something. Let me show you this snapback real quick, youngster. Put this little right here. We'll snap back. Go ahead, tear it up. Let me show you something.
That bee juice.
Snap that. The fresh maker.
So for the guy, what's the age?
I'm roughly around the 40 to 42 range. You know what I mean?
So you're saying it's younger?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why though? Why?
Because with guys, with men, we're attracted to something that's more youthful. We feel like it's a trophy if we can find or bag something more younger than us. Like, I pulled this young one right here. We're not. The older you are, you're either looking for a partner who's gonna, be with you because you want that partnership. You realize that
no. I'm saying no expectation.
I know, with no expectations, and I get that. But with your 40. If you have no expectation, you're not looking to go grab someone who's your age or older because they're not for that. Unless there are women that are really looking for less. But ultimately, they're not looking for that. It's the younger ones who are looking to party and have a good time. We're there as an older person trying to get some youth. Why are you in the club? You want to be around the younger crowd.
Okay. But more than likely, he's cashing out. More than likely, he's cashing out.
He knows it. He knows again
because there's a fine line between like a guy that's in his late 40s. Like the younger girls will look at him like, oh, he's a creep. He's you know what I mean? What are you doing in here?
In some cases,
you know what I mean? But you do see a lot of guys though, like I said, that are like in their 40s or 50s.
Their wallet is affluent.
Right.
100.
Okay.
100. Mm-hmm. And you see that definitely a lot out of town, depending where you go, but.
So what do you think the number is?
I think for ladies, so to go in the club pretty much with no intentions.
You just going.
I think for ladies, to me, I think the opposite. I think for ladies, it's 40, and I think for men it's 50. Just for that reason, like I'm saying, like you're 50 years old and you're a man. You're standing next to this guy that's 25 years old. And I'm like, all right, I'm out of my prime. You know what I mean? I see this girl, she's attractive. You know what I mean? But she may not be attracted to me over him. You know what I mean? Because he's young and he's in his prime. So what's the great equalizer? I got to spend cash. You know what I mean? And everybody listens to that. You know what I mean? So you walk up to this girl and be like, look, I'll give you this and that. So
they're tricking. So you basically said the men once that age, the tricking got to be on a different level.
I think so. I think it's more about that for a man at that age.
And it's
you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's how I see it. For a female, I think at 40, to me, I feel like something had to happen in her life, devastating. Like she probably got married at like 22. You know what I mean? Was married for like 10 years. She didn't really get the wild out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Then she reaches that 40, gets a divorce, and she's like, man, I didn't get to do this when I was younger. So then she is 40, she's like, calls her girls, like, let's turn up. And that's why she's in the club. You know what I mean? Like, she's already lived, been married, had kids. She's lived that life already. Now she just wants to have fun. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I see, like, the 40-year-old, the women that are in the club that are higher in age, that's what I see them as in the club. They're just they lived their life already.
Okay.
What you got?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. With no expectations, it's definitely men it's more acceptable for men to be of an older age,
correct,
in the club than it is a woman. Just from the optics level, just from that. Now, this is not us saying that you can't do what you want to do. Obviously, you can, but we're saying, what is the rate of people they're going to have the certain type of response of your presence? And then what? And at the end of the day, what are your intentions in the club? Is it like, as you said? I think you put it perfect, Warren. Like, if you're in a situation, I think it really all depends on your situation.
Right.
But if we're trying to speak more in general, you know, there is an age time. This is a younger crowd. I check IDs every night.
Yeah.
Man, I be feeling old every weekend.
God,
I'm seeing these numbers, man. When you got a 2 in front of your year,
facts.
I'm like, my guy,
Man,
right.
facts.
Like that's the age, and that's the majority of the people. It's usually between, if you was born between 1998 and 2000. Those are the majority of the people that's going to the club, and the scan system that we use has the analytics to prove that.
Right, right, absolutely.
And so the scan history is showing you the majority of your patrons that's walking through here is of this age group.
Right.
And
fresh 21ers.
It's true.
Yeah. No. So there's a time where you need to hang it up.
Yeah.
And it's just no longer your scene. Obviously, there's going to be some exceptions for some people, but yeah, for sure, it's more. I can definitely see more of the man coming. Basically, the man trying to go in there and trick. And at the end of the day, that's not looked as so abnormal for most people that are in the club scene or the bar scene. Right. It's just not. As whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you think it's sexist. I don't care if you think it's you approve of tricking or you don't like tricking. Whatever the case may be, it's an acceptable norm that happens in the environment.
It's a part of the nightlife.
What is not is usually an older woman of the same age.
What's
you
crazy?
won't see many single 50-year-old women in a club where it's an acceptable norm for everybody that's there.
Right. So let me ask this question then. What do you call an older male?
I just said it.
Okay. What do you call an older woman then? Older woman.
Cougar.
Okay. Another word. Any other ones? MILFs, GILFs, Cougars. Why don't they have that same vernacular for men?
They do call them.
That's what I'm saying. But like the aspect is like there's MILFs out there. There's Cougars out there. Why? Because, there's a profile of men who want the older woman. And that's how I look at it. Don't get me wrong. I know y'all
At the end
still
of the day,
say
that's just labels, though, that people didn't create it.
Okay, but they don't
and
have
to be
a
honest with you,
creation.
it's probably labels that men created.
Except for men, when it's a men's aspect, it's just that motherfucker's a pedophile.
Or trick.
Right. I mean, in general.
Yeah.
The new age R. Kelly, whoever wants to call it, whatever you want to call it.
But that's complete. I think that's a little bit different. If we talking about the 50-year-old dude, whether we want to agree with it or not, it's an acceptable situation that ends up happening. Whether, and like I keep saying, you don't have to agree with it, but that's an acceptable situation that ends up happening because he's of a certain age and he's got his wallet is affluent. And he gonna utilize that and use that as leverage to get what he want at the end of the day, and that's more acceptable. Whether it's sexist or not, there's double standards everywhere you go in every single aspect. Right. Okay. And when that type of situation, that's something that is more acceptable in that environment than vice versa. So if we were to take the same person, a 50-year-old female, being in the club, that's not looked at as something that is like, oh, okay, I see that all the time.
Right.
It's just not.
It's not. I agree.
It's different in different eyes.
And there's going to be exceptions. And that's the key point. Is there's going to be exceptions, but give me the data that shows me where that's the norm. Right. If I were to take 100 situations that way, is it going to be in favor of the alternative or in favor of what I'm saying? Right. Like that's how you got to look at these things. You got to look at the probabilities. Because that's how you're gonna move. If you know, I say this a lot, man, in my line of work, you know, and I have these conversations during my day job. You know, I tell people, people always talk about intentions. People talk about intentions because intentions are attached to me to expectations. And people everybody says, oh, I had these intentions. This was my intent. I didn't intend to do this, or I wanted to do this. I don't give a damn about intentions. Direction. You can have all the intentions in the world of trying to go to Mexico. I don't give a damn if you're going to Mexico and you on I-5 North. I don't give a damn what your intentions are. You ain't gonna make it. Your direction need to be right. You need to be on I-5 South.
You stupid, Rob.
But I'm 100. But am I right or am I wrong?
No, you facts.
People be having intentions all day. They be like, oh, I wish I got the intent. I wanted to intend to do this. I wanted to do that. Yeah, no, but your direction ain't right.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we have to look at those things. So probabilities to me come into the factor of reality. And what's your high rate? What's your percentage of success on whatever you're trying to do? And it does not matter, male, female, whatever your success is. You want to get married, you want to do this, whatever. What are you doing to get the best probabilities? And it all comes down to this: good choices.
Right.
At the end of the day, are you making good choices? Or you making bad choices?
Yep.
And the more good choices you make, and the habit that you're making, that's going to push you forward in the higher probability of success rather than the alternative. That's really what it comes down to. But I'll be honest with you. I'm on my soapbox right now, but I feel like more people are focused. Everybody thinks that I'm just gonna keep doing me until I break, until I bust through. Like this is just a battle of attrition, and I'm gonna go through as many struggles I can until I find out I figured it out. Man, life ain't like that.
It ain't.
And like you got to start making good choices to get in a good habit, in a good space to have success come your way. You can't just keep making bad choices, bad decisions, and just hoping that something good's gonna happen. Like you're gonna win the lotto. What's the percentage of you winning the lotto? Like I think that's what most people be thinking. They think they about to hit the lotto with their relationship, gonna hit the lotto with their finances, gonna hit the lotto for happiness, all this different type of stuff. But I'm like, are you making the right choices to get you in position to do those things? And that's not happening.
I actually want to take it to the poll, man. We need to have a poll. Chime in. Go ahead and comment on the live stream. What do you feel is an acceptable age to being in the club for men and women? You know, what's the cutoff period? Go ahead and comment. Let us know. We'll respond back on next week's show. We'll take a quick little poll, see what's really out there. See what's, you know, we got some controversy up here, and you know, they feel like men should be older in the club. I feel like it should be a little bit less. I feel like the elderly women should be in there, you know. Throwing that little hot cooler out there. Anyways,
hot pocket.
That hot pocket, you know. So
that cheese and ham.
Chime in to
Some
about
people
the
want a lean pocket.
lean pocket. Anyways, chime in. Let us know what you think about the night. Go ahead and tune into us live every Monday. Apologize for the late start today. We had some technical difficulties. If you understand anything with electronics, man, it's always fun and fiddle. So we apologize for being late today. But yeah, tune in about the night. Let us know what you think. We want to hear about it. We'll talk about it in the next week's show. To go back into what we said, I had some feedback last week about what are we talking on this show. You know, like we're supposed to be giving us the do's and the don'ts of the night industry, in which we are. Now, are we giving you everything fully at once? Nah. Now, I snuck in a little tip for you to really help you out with at least getting some free drinks tonight. You know what I mean? And that's huge if you're in the club. I want to know, how do people like look like a boss? How do they get in front of me and I was in line waiting longer than them? There's reasons and there's things that we're going to give you. Small tips. We're not going to give you the full kit caboodle. Like, why would we give you everything in one show? What's the point of you tuning in next week? You know what I mean?
I'll shoot your whole wad.
Hey, man, if you heard the tip earlier, man, you better go ahead and rewind it, play it again, hit like and subscribe about the night, man. We're giving you inside tips on what it takes for you to take your club experience to the next level. Let's get it. Other than that, tonight, fellas, what else we got on the list today?
So pretty much, we're kind of just wrapping up. We want to talk about who we're going to be having on the next week. Also, let our viewers know that if you guys live in the Sacramento area, you guys want to come on the show, please hit up on About the Night Podcast at gmail.com. There's no two T's on there. It's just about and an HE when you spell that out. the Night Podcast. So hit us up on there with inquiries, or if you know us personally through one of our Instagrams, which we've been, constantly kind of tell you guys our Instagrams, just hit us up on there with a DM and we will get in contact with you guys.
We've actually talked to some major bottle poppers this weekend, major names that you're definitely going to know of. So excited to have him on as a guest. Still talking to him. Maybe we'll go to his little penthouse and we'll probably do a little shooting there. But yeah, no, we got some special guests that are getting ready to come out. Can't wait for that to happen. In the future, we will have some future DJs on the list as well, just to kind of get the DJs aspect. You know how girls want to be up there in the booth and, want to take photos and stuff and have that good time. So, but as of right now, I'm excited about this next bottle popper that we have. Probably one of the best out here in Sacramento in general. Going to see if we're able to shoot at his little house, his little overlooking the whole city of Sacramento. As he lives his life like a king out there. So can't wait for that week. Tune in live to About the Week next week, every Monday.
Yeah, man. Just tap in, subscribe with us. We want to make sure we give you the full aspect. Everybody, every position, DJs, bottle service, VIP, VIP host, security. We're going to have everybody on to give you that in-depth perspective and that vantage point coming from us. You know what I mean? We're the protectors at the scene. And we want to make sure that y'all get that full experience, all right?
Facts. Usually when you're recording on your phone, you usually recording us, because usually when shit go down, that's when you got your phone out. So yeah, man, tap in with us. Let us know what we can do to help you out, make that night better, all right?
Cool. All right then, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up tonight. If you guys want to, hit up our YouTube page at About the Night. Hit us up on Instagram at about.the.night. On there, in the link, there will be in the bio section, you'll be able to hit that link, go straight to our YouTube page, and if you hit on videos, you'll see our live videos that we go on there. Later on, we are going to be posting all of the segments that we've been doing throughout the week that you guys can see, that you have probably heard of us doing. We just haven't been able to post those. So
stay tuned.
Right? All right, guys. Other than that, I'm Tony, WSJR_official.
You got me right here, Winton, King of Sacramento. That's king.of.sacramento. Let's go, baby.
War Ready on IG. With a 3 instead of an E.
There you got Suede Like Coats, Suede_like_coats. Tap in.
Let's go. About the night.
Cool.